"The storm's coming tonight," said the old man at the gas station, glancing at the sky. "You might want to head home, son." But James Carter didn't have a home to head to, just a creaky trailer on borrowed land and a beat-up Ford truck that he shared with his 6-year-old daughter, Lily. What he did have was a pair of skilled hands, a heart full of grit, and an urgent job to finish, repairing the roof of an old house belonging to a quiet, mysterious woman on the edge of town. He didn't know her name. Not really. Around town, they just called her Miss Evelyn. James was the kind of man you'd root for. Life had knocked him down more times than he could count, but every morning he got up, packed Lily's lunch, braided her hair, and dropped her off at school before hustling for odd jobs. His wife had passed away 3 years ago, cancer stealing her breath and leaving him with nothing but hospital bills and a little girl who asked too many questions about angels. Work was scarce in the town of Pine Hill. The mills had shut down, the factories long gone. People knew each other by name and hardship by heart. But James never gave up. That week, his luck had shifted ever so slightly. He heard through the grapevine that someone needed emergency roof work before the big storm. The address was up a long, winding road shaded with pine trees and mystery. Locals whispered about the house, the woman, and how she never left, never spoke, never aged. James ignored the rumors. All he saw was a roof half falling in and a job that paid cash. He knocked on the door. No one answered. He was about to leave when it creaked open. A woman, maybe in her late 40s but hard to place, stood quietly. Her eyes were soft but distant, like she was always somewhere else. "You the handyman?" she asked. "I'm James," he replied, holding out a calloused hand. "Roof's in bad shape. Storm's coming." She only nodded. "Payment?" he asked, gently. "I'll leave it in an envelope," she said. "Just, please don't wait too long. The last man I hired didn't come back. He worked all day, hammering, patching, balancing beams. Rain clouds loomed above like monsters. As he worked, he thought of Lily, how she hated thunder, how she clung to him during storms. By evening, he was nearly done. That's when he heard the sobbing. He followed the sound inside the house, calling out. The place was old but clean, filled with books and paintings. He found her in a small parlor, sitting by a piano. "I'm sorry," she said through tears. "It's the anniversary. My daughter," she would have been Lily's age. James felt something shift in his chest. He sat, quietly. Just two strangers, haunted by loss, sharing the silence. The next morning, he returned to finish the job, refusing the envelope of money she'd left on the windowsill. "I didn't do it for that," he said. "No one should face a storm with a broken roof." He smiled, tipped his cap, and drove off. He thought that was the end of it. But it wasn't. A week later, a black SUV pulled into the lot of the rundown trailer park where James lived. Out stepped a tall man in a sharp suit. "You James Carter?" "Yes." "You recently helped a Miss Evelyn Hart?" James paused. "Yeah." "Is she okay?" The man chuckled. "She's fine. More than fine. She's my employer. And the largest landowner in the state." James blinked. "Come again?" "She owns half the town. Farms, properties, trusts, and she's asked for you personally. She wants to offer you a full-time position. Property manager. Housing included. Medical. School tuition for your daughter." James couldn't breathe for a moment. "Why?" she said. The man smiled, because he didn't wait for the money. He moved into a small cottage near Miss Evelyn's estate. The place had a porch swing. Lily picked wildflowers in the field. Her laughter filled the air again. James started managing her properties. He learned quickly. Fixed things. Organized repairs. Handled the people. The town began to whisper again, but this time, with admiration. He saw Evelyn often. She wasn't mysterious anymore. Just someone broken, like him. Someone who had once given up on people, until a storm brought a stranger to her door. By the end of that year, James Carter wasn't just a struggling single dad. He was a symbol of quiet strength in Pine Hill. And he carried a message that outlived any storm. Sometimes, the smallest kindnesses lead to the biggest blessings. Especially when you give with no expectation of return.